Strong Black, Super Chemist, part 3 of this video series called What's Happening in My City Right Now. So they're going to vote. I mean, you don't get, and what's funny about them giving them the license without giving them any test, written or, driving, they don't get none. They just give them, just fill out the paperwork, and they don't even fill it out. They got the NGO guy, he fills it all out. And then they just give them a driver's license. Here you go. And they register them, even though they're not allowed to vote, they still register them out. 100% are being registered. And the very next sentence, that's our government, our city government telling us that. Then in the next sentence they say, but they won't vote because it's illegal. Oh, okay, it's illegal. Yeah, a bunch of criminals. The first thing they did when they came to our country was break the law. Yeah, they're gonna listen to the law. That makes sense. So they're basically systematically just replacing this entire city, like literally. What's funny, not just in Charlotte, but the whole Mon Valley. I mean, 95% of the time, the speed limit is 25 miles an hour. There's one highway, so you can be on the highway. But other than that, it's 25 miles an hour. Charlotte is literally all 25 miles an hour. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's a stretch here, a stretch there where you're going between, groups of houses to the next group of houses. You might be 45 or something. But I'm just saying, in general, the entire city is 25 miles an hour, okay? Every week. I might have seen in my entire life maybe 3 cars driven into a building. You know what I mean? Let's say like 60 years, okay? Right? Every week now, there's at least 1 car driving into a building. How do you drive into... I don't even understand how it's even possible. How do you freaking drive into a building at 25 miles an hour? How? Okay, maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. Every week. I see cars like that are flipped over on literally, not on the side, like 100%. Their wheels are on the top. Everything's flat where they're at. 25 miles an hour. How is it even? I don't even know how it's possible. If you pay me money to do it, sure, I could drive into the building. How can I flip my car over like that? How can I do it? How is that even fucking possible? Somehow. Every week it happens. Somehow. I don't know how. I don't understand why people don't understand also that what third world countries are. These people think that third world countries is like our hood, our ghetto, okay? Let me tell you, the worst ghetto in this country is like freaking heaven compared to a third world country, okay? There's some third world countries that literally the entire, and I'm not talking like a big port, I'm talking 100% of the whole, maybe 95% of the entire country is just garbage. Like if you walk through a garbage place where they dump garbage, for the city or whatever, and you just see miles of, piles of garbage, and it's just, some countries, they literally have this much garbage, like 3 feet of garbage. You literally can't walk. They have little pathways to get through the garbage, and it goes to their entire country. I don't even know how they do. I don't know how they do that. It seems impossible, but that's what it's like in some of these places. And they act like they don't. In Hades, it is very common practice. You can go into any, probably not the whole country, probably 80% of the country where they sell meat and they sell food. You can buy cats. Now, they don't eat dogs. They eat cats. And it's not wrong for them to do that. They don't have them as pets down there. Just like India, they look down on us for eating cows. Every country does a different thing. What makes it screwed up is that they're stealing cats now. They're stealing pets. It's literally happening, okay? If you Google, is it common practice to do animal sacrifices in third world countries. Even Google will tell you, yes, it's very common practice. Just like in Hades. Yeah, they're predominantly Christian in whatever, but just 30% of the country is like Asia, practice voodoo. And they drain the blood of the cat so they can use the blood for spells. They do something with the bones, I can't remember. And they eat the cat when they're done with their sacrifice, you know what I mean? And the only thing they don't really use is the head. I don't even know why they don't use the head. But they throw the head away. They don't eat that. Or at least it's not common to. But yeah, Google will tell you. Even today, it's common practice in Haiti to do animal sacrifices. Well, where are they going to get their animal sacrifice when they're, guy comes up from Haiti, he can't practice his religion, right? Because he needs a cat or a small animal. Well, where's he going to get it? Is he going to go into a Giant Eagle? Is he going to go into Walmart? Hey, I need a live animal so I can animal sacrifice it. Now, where would you even get an animal? And they're poor coming in here, so there's cats all over the place. But yeah, that's actually happening. Just like everything else is happening in half of the country, even though there's tons of video evidence. They're like, the border isn't open. Even though every day they have a camera there. Thousands of people are coming in. They have stats from the government themselves telling us that they're coming in. Why won't you believe it? The government themselves is telling you with their data. The people, the cops or whatever you call Border Patrol, they're telling us. The news is telling us. Video proof is telling us. And yet half the country's like, nope, I don't believe it. CNN told me it ain't happening, so it ain't happening. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Half the Congress doesn't know what a woman is. If you go up to half the Congress and say, hey, a woman is someone that is a human, a human adult that has XX chromosomes, half of Congress will say, you're racist and you're transphobic. Does that make any sense? You got friggin' in the Olympics itself. Can you have more proof than that? The girl she went in, she took one punch after the guy because it was boxing. You had a girl against a dude, okay? Just because their brain. What's funny is I believe in transgenderism. Yeah. Sometimes there's you have a brain, just like you might be born with two hearts, you might be born with two arms, maybe one arm. Same with the brain. There's a female brain and there's a male brain. You said there's no genetic thing that might screw up and you end up with a wrong sex brain? Yeah, it can happen. But that doesn't change your biology for the rest of your freaking body like they're claiming that it does. They're literally, the porn that they're trying to get out of the kindergarten library at public schools, and you got half the country saying, you're trying to ban books, you're evil. And then they take the books to these, government council or whatever, where you go to whatever, like your mayor where they got the thing. They take the books in. And they'll have it on videos. There's hundreds of videos. The same exact thing happens in every one. Do you see this book? This is in that book. It's in our school. And they're like, yeah, I know. I understand that. Okay, so what? Then they start reading the book. It's in a kindergarten, in a public school. Yeah, and then Johnny, he whipped out his dick, and he pulled bent Tommy over, and he stuck his dick up his ass. But you know what? He didn't get any lube, and it was kind of whatever. So he took his dick out of his ass. He got some lube to put it on, because you got to have some lube on there before you fuck someone up the ass. Then he fucked Tommy up the ass, and then they give you instructions how to do blowjobs, how you do this and that. And this is from kindergarten public school. And you know what happens every time? The Congress people, the whatever, not the mayor and the aldermen or whatever that's there at city council, they say, you need to leave. They kick them out because they tell them they're so inappropriate for reading this book. It's so inappropriate that they can't read it in front of adults at a city council meeting, but it's okay to have little 5-year-olds read it. Instead of these half of the country just, why don't you just look at the books that they're talking about? Or look at these hundreds of videos where they're going to the city council and they read all this pornography, basically, for 5-year-olds and tell them, you can't read that here. You got to read. And half the country says, that makes sense. It's not appropriate for adults in the city council, but it's so appropriate for little children that are 5 years old in kindergarten. Okay. And it's not banning books if you just ban them for children. Okay? That's not banning. Kids don't have as much rights as adults, dumbasses. You got all the colleges in the entire world is picketing and saying, I hate Jews, kill Jews. Nothing registers in your head. Nothing says, oh, that doesn't sound right. Now you have all these countries, UK, Australia, they'll have 100,000 Muslims. And not like normal Muslims. I mean crazy Muslims like from the Middle East. Yeah. They're all screaming, jihad on UK, jihad on, and if they're Austria, jihad in whatever. And now it's starting here in this country. It's not just going to be the kids and the people that Soros buys and pays to go and picket in these colleges. It's going to start happening all over the country. Yeah, just like all the other countries. Because everything that's happening here, it's already happened 2 years ago in the countries over there. And so if you want to know what's going to happen in like 2 years from now, just go look and see what's happening in Germany, what's happening in France, what's happening in the UK. Because whatever happens there, a year or two later, it happens here. Because it's happening all over the whole world. Everyone thinks like, well, if they keep this border open and it gets worse, I'm just going to go to another country. What country? They're doing it. All the borders are open. They're open in Canada, UK, Australia, everywhere. So Poland, maybe. And they're trying to destroy Poland because they refuse to open their borders. Because they're normal. These people are so entitled. And I don't just mean the illegal aliens. I mean the people that think open borders. Like if you think you open borders and you like these people are so entitled, these American citizens, they think that it should be their right to just go to any country they want and walk in, not even speak the language, and order the government around and all the citizens in that country to say, hey, I want you to financially support everything I do. I want my free rent, water, gas, heat, sewage. I want free laundry service. I want free car rides, plane rides, anywhere in the country I want. I want food stamps. I want cash. Free clothes, free phone, free internet. How entitled can you be to think that you should have that right to go to another country and do that? Or someone comes to our country and do that. Like, how entitled can you be? I can't even imagine that. That's like me going over to my neighbor's house. I just walk into their house and start eating their food. Like I'm so fucking entitled. But you all get what you deserve, this entire country and this whole entire world, because it's never, like, it doesn't matter how much evidence you have, everyone will just call you a crazy nut job. Even though you have charts, data, you have everything. And common sense. Like, obviously you want your borders closed, because they'll come in and they'll go into all these fucking poor areas like I live in. But you know what's funny? And when I'll be laughing, because sooner or later, they're going to fill up all the poor areas, and they're going to come to your middle class area. And then when they fill up all the middle class areas, they're going to go to the rich areas. And the only one that's not going to be having any illegal aliens are going to be the 1% of the 1%, like people at Martha's Vineyards. You know, Obama comes out. 50 people go to his city. He has the army come in within hours and deports them out of his city, and then he comes out and tells black people and everybody else that they're all assholes because they don't want to vote Kamala in and have all these illegal aliens. Well, you don't want the illegal aliens at your place either, Obama. You kicked them out within hours. You didn't just kick them out. You got the military to come in and get them kicked out.